Boys, it's time to smile. Now, I want to make this a very quick video. There's not really too much to go into on. However, this is some very, very important, some absolutely major news from the Seattle Seahawks yesterday. Acting owner Jody Allen is displeased. She is unhappy with the current situation the Seattle Seahawks have found themselves in now. Whoop-de-doo, right? The owner's not happy that their team sucks nuts, balls, and also cock. Wow, that's pretty crazy. But this is bigger than that. According to Mike Garafolo, I said it wrong, I don't care. This is not something that Jody Allen believes is a 1 year whoops. This was a bad year. What a fluke year. Let's just go into the next year, run it back. Apparently, she doesn't believe that. Apparently, she believes that this is more than just a 1 year issue. And that's big because of the history of Jody Allen. Now, let me bring this to your attention. Coming from the Field Goals article on this matter, they brought up something very, very interesting to me about the Portland Trailblazers. Jody Allen, also the acting owner of the Trailblazers, fired Coach Terry Stotts after, the Portland Trailblazers. I'm a pretty big NBA fan. They were good. They made it to the playoffs off the back of Damian Lillard. They had some solid pieces around him. CJ McCollum, Yusuf Nurkic. They had Nicholas Batum sometime during that era. But then they just kept on making the playoffs and losing in the first round. I don't think they even made it to the second round in those 4 or 5 years of Terry Stotts. But he was fired after the 2020-2021 season. And guess what? That is a very, very similar situation to what the Seattle Seahawks are going through right now. Does that sound familiar? You have your absolute superstar player, Russell Wilson, Damian Lillard, kind of in that same playing field. You got some really solid guys around him. Bobby Wagner. You also had KJ Wright during that time. You have had Tyler Lockett. You've had some really solid guys around him. Just everything seems to just fall apart once you make the playoffs. Over the last, get this, 5 years, the Seattle Seahawks have been that team that, hey, look, they're good enough to make the playoffs. Oh, they kind of suck balls and they lose in the playoffs early. Let me just say, very similar situation in my eyes. And Jody Allen has shown before that she is willing to fire the head coach in that situation. We didn't see Damian Lillard get traded. We didn't see anything happen to Damian Lillard because everyone knew Damian Lillard was the reason that team was winning. Russell Wilson is the reason this team wins. You notice when Russell Wilson plays absolutely atrocious, we lose. Now, one, that's also coming from the fact that we literally can't have an offense without Russell Wilson. But still, if Russell Wilson had an average game, I don't think we could really win too many games. Russell Wilson kind of has to be that MVP type of quarterback if we want to go to the playoffs. And that's kind of how it's been these last few years. And you see that kind of drop off from Russell Wilson at the end of the year. Really unfortunate. That's probably why we fall apart. But still, this is something that I believe is big because I don't think anybody in their right mind would say get rid of Russell Wilson before you get rid of Pete Carroll. Maybe you fire Pete Carroll, bring in a younger head coach, run it back another year with Russell Wilson and the team, new coach, new personnel. Something like that could possibly be an option if you don't want to completely blow up the entire team. But boy, I believe that change is imminent and that is absolutely fantastic news. And I am excited. Jody Allen, we really haven't heard anything from ownership recently, even though there's been so much bad stuff going on, so many fans calling for the head of Pete Carroll. But boy, oh boy, this little 10-second thing at the end of Mike Garafolo's little thing about how the Seahawks have been sucking. This is somehow he just broke this news and he just didn't think it was important. This is absolutely fantastic to hear. Now, I don't want to go too far into speculation or any conspiracy theories about, what's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. But the owner believes that there's a problem. The owner does not believe this is a 1 year whoopsie-daisy issue that can be ran back and, just kind of let things go as they may. I believe changes will happen. The owner has proven that they are willing to cut and fire a head coach in the same exact situation that the Seattle Seahawks are in. Now, did it work out for the Trailblazers? Not really. They kind of still suck. But this could be the beginning of something for the Seattle Seahawks. This offseason, I don't think we're getting rid of Russell Wilson. I believe we could possibly fire Pete Carroll this offseason, and would that be absolutely fantastic to wave my hand and go, adios, bye-bye, Pete Carroll. We'll just have to see what happens, but let me know down below in the comments what you think about this situation. This is the first time we've heard anything from ownership, and it's absolutely fantastic news. This is probably the best thing that you can get when you're a team struggling as bad as we are, and boy, are we struggling. But today, we are going to be playing the San Francisco 49ers. Who's ready to watch another Seahawks loss, baby? Let me know down below in the comments what you think about the situation. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. And with that, I'd like to thank you for watching. And let's go Seahawks. Let's keep losing, baby. Woo!